Hey guys, I guess I'll go first. My kids go, hey mom. So I think my biggest tip would be I always check my reports and see all of any credit card declines, anything that's maybe pending, and figuring out what's going on in my reports. And it's super easy to check your reports, you guys. You don't have to go through every customer. You can just go to your downline orders in your eSuite and then go at the top where it says ID, just click down and see where it says order status, and then over on the other one it'll say like credit card declines. So I think that that's a huge thing. I love you. I think that's a huge thing because I think that we need to pay attention to what our paycheck is, and there's a lot of money that's like sitting there because sometimes people don't realize that their credit card declined because they just think that their order is going to be shipped and it's going to like come in April. So when it doesn't come, they don't even realize it. And if we don't allow them to get that order placed, then we're losing out, and so are they. So that's a huge thing that I do. The other thing is if you look at some of the things, sometimes people order the same things every month. And if you have some really good loyal customers, look at their perk points, because perk points are huge. I know it doesn't help with BV, but if they have like 14 and they order, say, oh, well, you know what, if I have those 14 perk points, I can get that new U that's 49. And it's going to save some money off my thing, but you're still going to get some BV from that. So that's another thing that I do try to do, is make sure to let them know they have perk points, because even if it's just a little bit, it will help, because usually they'll, add a little bit here and there. And then sometimes they'll just even get on their website and or on their thing and see like what they want. So that's what I do.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacey. Danny, Steph.
Well, I was going to say really kind of what Stacey said, like go through and see, like, I know, like personally, I have a loyal customer who happens to be my mom, but like she's got all these perk points, and I'm like, oh, so it lets them use, I don't know, like to try to find things or try things that are out of, like they normally wouldn't want to like maybe spend the money on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was going to say what Stace said. So, and then just follow up with people, like loyal customers who have had their auto ship off for a while, like during like this promotion, or any like a BOGO, go back to them, and say, oh, just let them know, like we have some new things, or, like with the shake, or, like the BOGO for the energy right now. If they've had their auto ship off for a little while, just to see if they're, interested in, signing in for at least even another month or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I also like to go on my Facebook and Instagram, and I'll scroll back. Like I'll go a couple of weeks or a month ago or whatever, because I know there are people that like and comment on my post, and maybe I skipped somebody, or maybe I did talk to them, but I haven't followed up with them since then. So I'll scroll back on my old posts, and I'll go back and, re-message those people, follow up with them, or message them if I didn't message them before. And you don't have to say anything special. I to be honest with you, normally I just message them and act like I never even missed their comment before, like act like they just commented or whatever. I'll just message them, hey girl, how's it going? Act like nothing ever happened. So that's a good thing. That's one of the new things that I do, or not new things, but that's, one of the biggest tips that I can give is, scroll back, because those people that commented or liked, and maybe they didn't answer you whenever you messaged them the first time, and maybe, I know whenever I was living paycheck to paycheck, every week was different whenever you're getting paid every week. So you never know if a month ago, if they weren't in the financial situation to, join you, or to get started wrapping or whatever it is, you never know what their situation is now. It could have very easily, completely changed. So that's definitely something big to go back on. Also, if you are not on Instagram, and I know I've said this before, and I'm really not a big Instagram guru, but I do work it, not consistently like I do Facebook, but I do work it. if you're not doing Instagram, you are missing out on some leads. And the way that like Facebook and Instagram is all kind of changing all their stuff, like their stories and all that kind of stuff, you can really post the same thing on all of them. Like the same thing that you put on your Insta story, you can put on your Facebook story. Did anybody else, by the way, I had no idea that this happened, but did y'all see that there's a My Day in the Messenger on Facebook, and then there's a Facebook story now. So you have two different ways that for the 24 hours or whatever. And whenever you post stuff like that, like if you post a good, if you got good results from either like a good result picture or a good business picture or even a funny picture of your kids and you didn't post it on your Facebook, on your page, but you posted it in your story, make sure that you save those to your phone and wait a couple of days and repost them. Nobody's even going to realize that you posted them the first time. They're probably not going to remember. And it's probably, if they do see it, they're not going to remember, but you're also going to have different people looking at it this time around. So that's something definitely, that you can use just to do that. I feel like at the end of the month, this is just for me, at the end of the month, once I feel like I have followed up with everybody, which I know I haven't, but I just feel like that sometimes, whenever I feel like that towards the end of the month or I'm trying to really push for volume or whatever, Instagram is more cold market than Facebook. Facebook is warm market. That's where people have to kind of like get to know you a little bit more before they're going to purchase from you. I feel like, and maybe this is just me, but I feel like personally that whenever I follow up with somebody on Instagram or I message them on Instagram, they're more likely to sign up, if not immediately, within the next couple of days. Like I don't feel like I have to follow up with them quite as much, if that makes any sense. And I don't know, maybe it's because before they were just following my journey or whatever before and watched me forever, so then they feel like they know me. I have no idea. I just feel like Instagram kind of pulls me out of slumps sometimes whenever I'm looking for loyals or trying to sign people really fast. So anyway, okay, so I see Jen is on here. Yay, we finally got the computer fixed. Let me make sure, yes, I am recording. Okay. So Jennifer is going to give us some tips on, she is a rock star with signing loyals and GTs. So she's going to give us a couple of her, tips and tricks that she does, and how she signs so many of them and how she's rocking it. So Jen, you're okay. You're
yes,
good.
I am unmuted. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy. So I am super excited to share with you guys exactly how and what I do to get loyals and distributors to join my team.
Hold on, time out. First off, tell me like 1 minute. Just tell me a little bit about your story, like how you got started and yada, yada, yada.
So I got started. Brittany reached out to me. I didn't know anything about the business. I've got a 7 and 2-year-old. My 2-year-old gets sick a lot. I ended up losing my job. Brittany contacted me like all the time. Well, not all the time, but for 9 months straight, I never joined. I lost my job. I needed an income. I was like, okay, I'm going to join this business. I borrowed the $99 from my mom. I got started, and that's how it happens. And I've been with it ever since. So it's perfect. It's great because my kid gets sick a lot, and so I have to have this business. So I'm an Emerald right now, going for Diamond, the $10,000 Diamond bonus. I'm super excited. And I love sharing my tips with you guys about how to better your business also. So, are you ready, Brittany?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great. So the most important thing I have found is the fact that, first off, it's adding new people daily. You've got to add new people. You want to get your friends up to at least 5,000, because if you've got a friends list of like 300 to 500 people, you might get maybe 10 out of that. But at the same time, it might not go as far as that. So it's very important to add new people every day. And I have found that when I add people, we don't want a cold message at all. But I have found that since I went to conference, I've been with this business a year, but I have found that, you know, when they say build relationships with people, and you're like, okay, well, how do I do that? Well, I have found that as soon as I add people, I go to their Facebook page and I look at what's going on in their life. And I comment on it, but then I send them a personal message and I'm like, oh my gosh, like somebody had hail damage yesterday to their car. So I sent them a message and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Like, I hope you're safe. I hope everything's great. And they're like, oh, thank you so much for your concern. So I'm building that relationship. At the same time, when you're reaching out to these people and you're communicating with them, it's very important to post, because it's showing up on their timeline and I'm not their timeline, but it's showing up in their algorithm. So they're seeing everything that you're talking about. Now, don't go and like post a bunch of stuff about selling it. So here's my next thing. I have found that it's not so much about selling the product, because I know some people are new and they want to be like, okay, well, what do I do? What do I do? It's about selling yourself. People want to buy products from real people. I hate salesmen. I don't want to point fingers at car salesmen or whatever, but but they have no compassion. You're like, you just want my money. And people don't want that. They want to feel your heart and what's going on. So talk about your kids. Man, I'm so glad I can work my business and I can be with my kids. And then they're seeing that and it's getting into their mind. And then throw in a little, oh my gosh, look at this before and after of this wrap result. It's like, okay, so you're not selling it too much to them. But at the same time, I feel like I'm losing myself. I'm talking all over the place, Brittany. Do you see what I mean? So you want to add people daily. You want to engage with them. You want to talk to them. You want to make sure you're consistent with posting and make sure you're selling yourself, not the product, because they want to feel your compassion. And that 3-3 rule is so important. I like to call it like the 7-7 rule, because I like to post so much during the day, like about the business, about the products, about every single thing. Consistency is so important, because think about if you just joined and you sent that message out that's like, hey, I just joined this amazing company. Can I get your support? And they're like, well, what is she talking about? And they want to go to your page and they want to be like, hey, what's going on? So consistency is so important. I feel like I'm doing a new distributor training. I forgot. But be so consistent with it. And so what I'm doing to get these loyals is all those things. But when I talk to them, okay, the most important thing, I love my hundreds list. Like I've got like 600 lists. Like it's everywhere. It's so important. I like write everything down. I've got, look, here's some more hundreds lists going on here. But I take notes of everything. I write them down, and I don't use the Google Docs like Brittany does, but I mean, it syncs with it. But every time I talk to somebody, I'm writing them down on my calendar in my phone. And follow-up is so important. I know it's 2 weeks, 2 months. I forgot the next one. I hope it's not 2 years. Don't do that. By then they signed with somebody else. But I'm so consistent, because when they wanted, okay, so I've got these people, you know, when you have those people who they're like, okay, well, I'm going to sign up tomorrow. Let me get you my credit card. I found that when they do that, let's go ahead and get their information first, so that then you're not only following up with them on Facebook, but you've got their phone number and you can pick it up and you can call them and be like, hey, listen, I am super, and don't think that you're harassing them or bothering them, because you want to be super excited. They want to see your excitement. So I'm like, hey girl, yeah. So how was your day? Because I'm compassionate and I'm getting them. And they're like, oh, you're so right. Because I forget a lot. But if somebody is staying consistent with me, I am going to purchase a product from them. And I know that they are genuine. I had this lady the other day, I never reached out to her. And she reached out to me and she's like, you know what? I feel like I can talk to you. I feel like I can, and you're going to answer my questions and you're not harassing me. And I was like, that's awesome. Brittany asked me a question. I feel like I'm getting off topic here.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're talking about consistency in your posting. You're talking about not selling the products, being a product of the product, and just being genuine, building those relationships with people, messaging people, not cold messaging people, but messaging people to build those relationships and show that you are sincere about this and that you're not just trying to get a sale. And that is not only going to help you seal the deal, but it's also going to help you, because you said earlier that you have so many customers that are continuing to order, and it's because you have built that friendship with them and that relationship with them, and they look at you as a friend. And that's what you have to do in this business. We are in attraction marketing, you know, we're in network marketing. We have to make friends with these people, otherwise they can go to anybody. You have to put yourself out there and make sure that you are the rap girl that they want to buy from, that they want to team up with, you know.
So it's funny that you say that, because I did mention that to you earlier, that I have had a lot of people, you know, I started and I wasn't real consistent with keeping up with my loyal customers, but I've gone back and I'm like, hey, like, I've built this relationship with them. They've known about my kids being sick, and they're like, hey, how is he doing? And I'm like, how are the products working? And they're coming back and they're ordering more and more and more stuff. And I have found, this is my secret this month, get everybody on the greens. Everybody needs the greens. Everybody wants energy. And they're like, Jennifer, what are you doing? Are you drinking lots of coffee? I'm like, I don't need no coffee. I got my greens. Like, I'm great. And so they're like, oh, really? And I get fruits and vegetables, and I'll lose like 20 pounds a month. And I'm like, yes. So $33 a month. Get them on that. Man, it's a cycle. And then they're like, a cleanse? Okay. And the most, I think another thing is the fact that when you talk to somebody about a product and they're interested in it and they're like, oh, well, give me a couple days or something. It's very important to continue to post about that specific product, because you're wanting it to get in their head. I don't know what that's called. I was going to say misleading. No, it's that whatever that psychological thing is, getting in their head, and you're getting in their head. So it's good. But I have found that's really great. And you know what? What I'm looking at Dream Chasers right now. Mom said, what do you do when they never, how do you handle people when they say they're going to order and they don't? Well, okay. So that comes back to showing the type of person you are. Nobody's going to order from somebody who doesn't post on Facebook, who isn't consistent, who they don't see it working for you. They don't. Another thing is, you got to be positive. It's so easy to get sucked into drama and negativity about what's going on. But you know what? It's funny. I was thinking about that today, and I was like, what is it? I wrote it down. When fear knocks, let faith answer the door. And then another one was, don't put faith in fear. So, you know, so many people are like, oh man, I don't want to contact them back so soon. I don't know what to do. Do it. Because if you don't, the next person is, or I am. You know what I mean? If we happen to be mutual friends, you know, and we don't know about it. I just said that all wrong, but
no, I love that you, and I know that I've said this before and you're saying it again, you have to have a system. You have to have a system. You have to be consistent. You have to be able to keep up with those loyals or keep up with your hundreds list. That way that you are not missing out on those sales. That way that you are consistently following up with them. So I love that, because I'll be honest, you've gotten a couple of my potentials, not even realizing it, but I didn't follow up with them.
Wait, distributors or loyal customers?
No, just loyals.
Oh, that's okay. You've taken a couple of my distributors too, but that's okay. No.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
I'm like, that's great, because you know what? We're on the same team. And so things happen and you don't know about it, you know? But, and you know, I get asked a lot from my teammates, how am I getting distributors? You know, so I'm going to be honest. I never message people, and I'm not, you know, we've got those messages where you're like, hey girl, like I love what you're posting. I want you to be on my team. Like, I don't do that. Most of the time it's because like literally people join my team because they're watching me on Facebook and they're like, wow, literally they're like, I see you're so genuine. Like, I love that you're honest. We are not all the type of people to do live videos. But you know what? What is it that Pam Satter says? You have to get over yourself. You completely have to. And even if it's just a live video of your kids or something because you don't want to be on there, but people want to buy products from people that they can see and hear their voice and see how they are. And, there's not a script to get distributors. There is genuine compassion. I literally have that potential to distributors list. And, there's that first paragraph that says, hey, I'm so glad you're interested in joining for $500. Well, no, it's not. Some people, it's not about the money, and that comes back to the code, but they want freedom and fun, and they want to feel you know what I mean? They're like, why is she so excited? Like, what is she doing? I feel like I'm yelling. I'm like, but, and that's where it comes from. And, and we get those people that are going to join tomorrow, and then they block you and they're gone. And you're like, you know what? Bye, Felicia. You're gone. You ain't got nothing. You decided you didn't want to do this. That's all right. We're still going to be here. So when they come back, you still have that smile and you're like, hey, how you doing? You want to be friends again? But I think that's really what it's about with getting distributors. A really main thing is that do not, whether you're a distributor or loyal customers, do not answer any questions that is not asked. Hey, so how much is that product? No, do not tell them what the product does. They didn't ask that. I used to do this, you guys. I never signed loyal customers back in the day because I did this. So I know this. And I'm like, okay, and it's very important. You give them that high price. Okay, so listen, it's $55, but as a part of my 90-day challenge, you're going to get 40% off. And I love emojis. It shows your spunk. Nobody wants to see a written thing. I don't like paragraphs. If you send me a paragraph, I'm like, I didn't read it. Sorry. Bye. Like, like I like the colors and stuff. But it's $55. But hey, listen, as a part of my 90-day challenge, you're going to get 40% off. So it's only $33. Exclamation. That red exclamation. I love that one. But they like that. And so don't answer any questions. It's just like the distributors, short and simple, to the point. This business is made, and we have our steps to success. It's hanging on my wall right here. But there's a reason why it works. Like, everything works. Of course, that's why we're called It Works. But yeah, so I love Brittany. Anything else? Because I can just keep going and going.
Yes. Okay. So you said that you do not use the little scripting that Jessie sends to her potentials, and I send pretty much the same thing to mine. What do you say? Like, say I messaged you right now and we had never talked before, and I was just like, hey girl, so how are you making money? Or what do you do?
So I'm looking at it right now, and I hope you guys all have this, because there's a reason we give this to you. Along with the message to potential loyals, I use it every day. Use this every day. So I am going to scroll down. So you just said that. So what I'm going to say, what'd you say? How do I make money?
Yeah.
So, hey, have you heard of It Works? Oh, okay. So say you already know It Works, right? They already know that I'm with It Works. So how do I make money? So listen, I'm going to scroll down. Where is it? I'm sorry. So I'm going to, like I said, I go off of this thing every single day. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to be like, listen, all I do is reach out to people on social media about my amazing products. So I gotta think about this for a second. That's basically it. All I do is reach out to people about my amazing products, and I help them get started on it. And ask me another question, Brittany. Like, short and simple. Like, honestly, that's what I'm gonna say. So
it's just one or two sentences that you send back to them, because you said you do not like paragraphs. You don't like all that kind of stuff.
So I'll incorporate the part where it says, how do you advertise to find people? So they're like, well, how do you make money? Okay, well, listen. So I make money. Nobody's ever asked me that, Brittany, okay?
Oh,
Like,
well, sorry, we'll say something else. How do you normally, when somebody messages you, no matter what they ask you, if y'all have never talked about the business, but they're curious about the business, how do you start that conversation? What do you tell them in the beginning?
So I'm like, I don't have time to go through all my notes because I keep notes of everything. So listen.
First off, do you send voice messages?
You know what? I did for a while. I love voice messages, but I have found that most people can't hear them because of the type of phone that they have.
I've found that too. Not necessarily because of the phone, but because they don't have very good service, or like their Wi-Fi isn't very good. So it's message back and they're like, I can't hear that. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. No, but so I'm okay. So I'm like, okay, so listen. All I do, okay, so yeah, so I see you, okay, all I do is basically reach out to people on social media about my amazing products and business. I always use the word amazing before anything, amazing, you know, because they want to feel that excitement, and they can feel it through, you know what I mean? Like, text messaging sucks, but they want to feel that.
Like you said with the emojis, you do that to express express yourself, because you can't show your emotions and your expressions through just black and white text. So
yeah,
completely agree.
So that's how I would go about it. And then I would leave it short and simple, and then just like see what they're going to say next, you know?
Somebody said if they have their phone connected to Bluetooth, you can't hear voice messages.
Okay, Mom.
Okay, Mom. Okay. Okay, so you have a lot of distributors. You've signed a lot of distributors. So what do you do whenever somebody signs up and they don't work?
So maybe they're on here. I hope some of these girls are on here right now. I have girls who come to me and they want to join this business. I have talked to them for a while, and I've got one girl, I hope she's on here, I don't know, but she never joined. She was like, okay, I'm going to join tomorrow. And I was like, listen. So I'm going to give it to him straight, but I'm like, listen, do you want to join or not? And she finally did. And so I have found that I'm reaching out to them personally, and I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to help you. I want to help you. What's going on in your life right now? What's holding you back? Let's talk. I'm starting to build relationships with them, because I want to be sincere with them, and I want them to, now's not the time. Here, go find something. Go. Sorry. So I'm reaching out to them, and I'm finding out about their personal life, because, you know, sometimes we can sign distributors and we get ahead of ourselves. I guess that would be what you could say. And we kind of leave them behind. And so my thing right now is with people who aren't really working, I'm building a relationship with them, because I want to know what's going on, how I can help them. And it's all about showing how much you care.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're not alone in this business, and we have to do it as a team. Yeah. And if they joined me and they spent that $99 to be on my team, no. I want them to know that I want them to succeed, because I do. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. You have to build relationships. And sometimes whenever they first join, but they're still not completely committed. So sometimes it takes a little while for people to warm up, and that's okay. I mean, you jumped in and ran with it immediately. I jumped in, and it took me, 6-7 months before I actually did anything with the business.
Well, if you remember, so I'm a contest person. I love contests. You push me to the limit and I'm going to do it. Okay. I hit Ruby in 1 month with Brittany as my leader, and she helped me, but I stopped. I got that $1,000 bonus last year, and I stopped. Remember that? It took me a while, and then it would be like the 25th day of the month, and I would sign like one loyal. Brittany never said nothing to me. She was just like, okay. And then all of a sudden I was like, I told her, I was like, why didn't you say something to me? You should have been like, Jennifer, what are you doing? You know, and so that's how I kind of do with some of my distributors, because I'm like, listen, I know what it's like to go slow, and I know what it's like to go fast. And we want to, hey, kind of like Mark says, go fast.
There you go. Yeah, because once you start with that momentum, it's hard to stop you. And once you have that momentum built up and you have several of you, it's great. I mean, it's easy to just keep going, keep pushing, because you've got that momentum built up, and it's great. Okay, so going back to loyal customers, and I should have asked you this earlier. We were talking before when your computer was updating. We were talking a little bit about, I didn't realize until today, or maybe it was yesterday, that Facebook has the Insta stories and the My Day on Messenger. Are you working that, or how are you doing that?
I was so hoping you weren't going to ask me about Instagram or Twitter.
No, I'm not going to ask you, because I already know Instagram. I wouldn't do that to you.
I don't know how. But you know what? That's funny that you say that, because I have found that when I look at the top, and there's probably only like 5 people that actually do it, out of my 3,500 friends right now, but I am, because, and excuse me, when I comment, and I'm not doing the wow or ha ha or laugh out loud. I am like, oh my God, your kid is so cute. And then when I comment, I've never ever talked to these people. So it's building a relationship with them also, and you're interacting with them. So yes, I am. I wasn't aware. I didn't really know much about it at first. Then I was like, crap, Brittany mentioned this. I got to see what this is, So,
well, I mean, whenever they make changes like that, a lot of times, like whenever they came out with the live video, Facebook, whenever they come out with those new features, any of the platforms, they like to put a lot of emphasis on those. So whenever you're using those and you're utilizing those tools, a lot of times that like gives you bonus points basically in like their algorithm or however it works. So it's all a learning process for all of us. This is something brand new. So, it doesn't matter who you are. You can share a tip like, hey, I figured out how to do this today, whatever. Because we all are just learning about all of that. So I love that you are building those relationships with people, and not just using the little standard messages that they have. Are you posting on there, or like how frequently? What are you posting, if you are posting?
So crap, I haven't.
There's no right or wrong, because we're all learning in this. So just
I'm honest too. I haven't in like 2 days, but I have been using Snapchat a whole crap ton lately to build my business. But with that Facebook thing, I don't quite have it figured out, because I take the picture, I write it, and then I'm like, oh, it's up there. Wait, what? But some people are, but I have found that they're like, they'll comment and they'll be like, wow. And then I'm like, okay. And then they're like, I don't know, they're scarce, but that's okay, because it's in their head and they're seeing what I'm posting. But yeah, I mean, I am to a certain extent.
So how do you feel? And I'm just curious, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, so I'm sorry, but I'm just curious how you're working it. So do you feel like you can post the same thing from Snapchat to your Insta story, or to your My Day
yes
or whatever?
You know what? It's funny, because I do the exact same thing. Most people on my Snapchat
pictures from one or the other and posting it on. Gotcha.
Absolutely. And with Snapchat, you can go to your camera roll, and you can, I'm doing it right now, I'm looking, but you can go to your camera roll, and some of the pictures go sideways, but that's okay. But so I have a baseball mom that's on a different team. No, you can go lay down. Go. She posted, she had a Snapchat, and she's like, oh man, it's baseball season. It's time for sunburns. So you know what I did? I went and got my toner, and I was like, hey, baseball moms, this is the time of year for this. Great for sunburns, great for bug bites, great to cool and mist you off. So, and you can go up to 10 seconds. And so I did that. And then in the next video, I took it of me spraying it on Hensley, my 2-year-old, because I wanted to show people it was safe. So I'm like, I didn't send it to her directly, but I knew that she was going to watch it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this product can be used so many different ways. And then I didn't go and put it on Facebook, but that's, you know what I mean? I'm putting it in their heads on Snapchat. So yeah.
So I have a question, and I haven't figured this out because I'm legit ignorant to this. How do you find new people? Like, we add people on Facebook and you follow people on Instagram.
Oh.
How do you find new people on Snapchat?
Okay. Oh,
You have to get them from other places?
no, so I did this the other day and I got this message from somebody and they were like, who is this? And I just want to be like, it's Snapchat. I don't know who anybody is on Snapchat, but like, why are you like, am I supposed to give you my name or something? But I'll go to add my friends and then it'll say like username. I'm a creepy stalker, but like I put in like TI, like we'll say Tiff. Okay, now it says like Tiffany. So I'm like, I don't know who this is. Oh, let me just try to add her, and so I'll just press add. It's the same thing, run with it. But so I decided to, so you saw that video I sent you earlier with Flipagram.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did this cute video with their kid in baseball and I was like, oh man, bad mistake. There's some nasty people in that Flipagram. I was like, because you can go, and if you go to Flipagram, you can see people's, like, their stories. And so, like, on my account now, it has the It Works stuff that I showed you. Let's just.
So it's so Flipagram is like another social media platform. Is that what you're saying? Kind of. I always thought it was just to create the little movie picture things and be done with it. I didn't know that you could actually like post on there.
But you know what? Let's act like I didn't say nothing because you don't want to be on there because this is some mess. I'm like, this is not PORN. Like, no. So I'm like, woo.
Gotcha. Okay, so explain to everybody what you did because I thought that was really cute. The Flipagram thing.
So I went to conference. Oh, God. See, I'm looking at it right now. So I went to conference with Brittany. I went to One Team, One Missions. Where I've taken pictures of teams and stuff or pictures that Brittany has sent me. I went and I got, and I can do it right now. Let me see. So I got the pictures and you can add it. And like,
so it makes kind of like a little mini movie.
It does. And it's great. And it's got the song, the legendary song. And I thought it was really cool. And so what I was going to do next is put some pictures together of corporate approved pictures from either the Pinterest site or the It Works website and do a little video. Because you can send it, because also on Flipagram, my neck hurts, sorry. On Flipagram, you can send it, like it can sync your contacts on there too. And you can send it to people.
Like, and through text message or through Flipagram?
Through Flipagram. So that wouldn't be considered cold messaging, right? You know what I mean? Like, but you can do that. And so I thought that was really cool. It's something to definitely see. It says right now, like, one view. I don't know why they would view it. Like 0 followers, but 343 following. But yeah, so it's a different way, but it's a great way to make a cute video about something. And I have found, so what I would do if I was everybody is I would make a cute little video of your kids or your dog or something, doing something cute. It's so hot in here. Doing something cute and then post it on Facebook because people love that. And that's a way for them to engage with you and them to be like, oh my God, look at that cute kid or something. So that'd be great to do, with some music or whatever, because then people are going to see that and they're gonna be like, hey, how did you do that? And then you're going to start a conversation and then they're going to, and it's going to lead to them being your customer basically. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I just got a message. What do you say to people to follow up with them when you're doing potential loyals? when you're following up with loyal customers?
So if somebody was going to, short and simple, hey girl, you ready to get your order in? Or, oh my gosh, I am super excited to get your order in today. Are you ready? And it's always a matter of ending with a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Always show excitement. End with a question. Yes, they are going to read it. Yes, they are not going to respond. Yes, they're going to ignore you for a couple days. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Because you know what? Some people ask, sorry, my nose itches. Just pick my nose. Some people ask, how did you get so many customers in like 3 days? You know why? Because I have stayed consistent. And even though they told me 2 months ago they were going to order, all this 10 people I got in 3 days told me over the last 4 months they were going to order. And you know what? They didn't. But I never gave up. It's so easy to give up and be like, I'm not going to, let me turn this off. Sorry. I'm not going to continue because they said no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't ever give up on anybody. I wouldn't be here if Brittany gave up on me. She almost did, but we're not going to talk about that. No, but just keep going. Hey, girl. And then what I do, I'm slick, y'all. I'm learning. Listen, they post something on their Facebook about, maybe I should not be happy about it, but their sick grandma or something. I'm going to message them and I'll be like, oh my God, like maybe 3 days will go by. Okay. And they've been ignoring you for like a month or so. I'm not going to say nothing about it works. I'm going to be like, man, I'm so sorry to hear about your grandma. Like, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Excuse me. And they're like, oh, thank you. And you'll start a conversation. Okay. That's cool. So like a couple hours later, be like, let's get off the sick grandma. But like, if you're talking about their kids or cute or something, be like, hey, so listen, I've got one spot left. Urgency is great. I've got one spot left to get this product at 40% off. I would love to have you as a customer. What do you say? Are you ready? So it's short, simple things, but don't ever give up when they don't answer. It's a lot of people, it's not the time. They may have said it is, and people lie, and people will tell you stories, but you know what? They are going to sign with you if you continue to show you care and you're consistent. So important. So yeah, I can't hear you.
Well, it would help if I'd unmute myself like a goober. Sorry, I was fussing at kids while you were talking. Okay, so say you are a brand new distributor, what do you tell your new distributor? Like, how do you help your new distributors get their first 4 loyal customers?
So I send that new distributor training. Mm-hmm. I let them read over it. And I think you had posted this somewhere. I have it. Listen, y'all, you got to have notes. I use Evernote. I love it. I copy and
downloaded it. It's awesome.
What? What? You're not an Excel spreadsheet no more? No.
Shut up, Jennifer. Keep going.
But I have it. I have different topics under my Evernote, and I'm having them because we don't want your new distributors to cold message anybody. So what I'm doing is I'm telling them, listen, to reach out to your family and friends. And where's that? I'm giving them this message to send to people, and it basically, it's okay when you're new to have a paragraph when you're talking to your family and friends, but I have them, hey, I'm so excited. I just started a new business to help make a little bit of extra money for our family. I'm wondering if you would be willing to do me a favor. I need pictures for my portfolio. Can you try any product I have for 3 months? Even change each month and take before and after pictures for your portfolio. You won't have to pay full price. I will give you my discount. Can I count on you for support? And so I'm having them send that, but I'm helping them because it's all about asking. If you don't ask, you're not going to get anywhere. And so I'm just I'm having them reach out to people. And at the same time, they've got to make sure that they're posting on Facebook. Because like I said, you know, and that's what I told them. I've got a few distributors who've sent this message out, but they're not posting. And I'm like, why would they buy from you when they don't know what you have to offer? People have to see what you have to offer. And so that's why it's so important to do that. But yeah, that's what I'm having them do. I also do contests for my new distributors. Sorry. And I'm like, listen, if you can get 2 loyal customers in like 4 days or 2 days, I'm going to hook you up with a free product. And that shows them that they can win prizes. They can win stuff. And so I kind of do that. And I do that for my other DTs as well. But yeah, so that's how I'm helping them get their, and my main thing is that it's so important that they know that screenshots are amazing. Send me a screenshot of what they're saying before you respond. Let me help you. Let me tell you what to say. And that works. It works. So.
Sorry, I was answering a question. Yes, that's great. I love that. And I love your energy. I love how like upbeat you always are. And
it's 9 o'clock.
Do what?
No, nothing I was talking about. I was like, oh yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so I absolutely love your energy. So grateful that you joined me on this journey, and you have just like not just ran, like you have just sprinted. You have had hiccups. Obviously, everybody does, but you always bounce back from them. You never give up. You never, some days you'll message me and be like, oh my God, but it's okay. Like we all have those days. And so I love how open and honest you are, and just everything about you. So anyways, thank you so much for doing this, and hopefully everybody was taking notes because we had a lot of good information that Jennifer shared. And if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to either message Jen or I, or post them in the Diva group, and Jen can answer them there as well. So yeah, thank you so much, Jen.
I'm like, crap, I wish I would have seen these messages earlier. I'm like,
oh, it's okay. We were getting them answered, or I was asking them as they came in, so you're all good.
I was just like, okay.
Did you see any that I missed, or that we missed? Okay, no, awesome. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good night. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.